I missed the email for Pajama Day, I guess.
Well, you have AOL. That's why. It probably went to your spam.
I got Gmail, too. I still very well use my AOL.
In what capacity? To message
Everything.
people?
Everything.
Oh, okay.
Not message people, but I send emails out through AOL.
They say that's the last place Trump is on.
Is he?
Yeah,
He's still on AOL?
He's just hitting people up on AIM.
I was just telling Aaron, Trump's getting trucked to the coals right now, man.
He's going to what?
He's taking a hit.
Yeah, I think
He's
so.
taking a bad hit.
Yeah, definitely. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Soup Podcast. I am Bo Oliver, joined here today with Aaron and Teddy, and we are back to record another episode of the Nerd Soup Podcast, movie, TV, video games, all that good stuff. And you can watch this podcast, listen to it on YouTube or Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, all the places for podcasts. And follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Nerd Soup Monkey, Teddy Nerd Soup. And I'm not going to do the other people. Unless you're here, you get the plug.
It's about time.
Because they never hit me up.
It's about time.
Our people don't answer my calls. Marissa bailed on me today, so did Andres.
Thanks. Me and Aaron didn't, though.
What?
Me and Aaron didn't.
Well, I was going to do the Aaron, Andres, Ruben podcast. I mean, Bo podcast, but it fell through. It really did. How you guys doing?
Good. Teddy's political. Well, his like
his political leanings.
Well, no, just like his
political understanding.
Yeah, his understanding of current events is always it fascinates me how late he is.
What's with that?
It's like, oh, you're not this Trump guy. He's really.
I didn't say it like that. I'm just saying.
He's really getting rigged through the coals right now.
You hear Trump's running for president? Yeah, every time that, especially this year, every time there's like a protest or a historical moment, and we've had plenty of them, it's always Teddy like 3 days later, like, yo, you seeing this?
You said they stormed the Capitol?
Yeah, Ted, we're already moving on to that.
Well, no, I saw on Twitter, I follow PGA, and they pulled like 3 tournaments from the Trump courses.
Oh, okay, yeah. So now
that's where
you're
I
like,
got
wait
mine.
a minute.
What's going on with Trump?
Bigger thing, or did he just piss off the golf association? Oh, that's good stuff, man. Well, we have some big stories to talk about today. One that just dropped before we started recording, so
thank God.
Yeah, that was good for us. And Feige was just dropping. Well, I guess we'll tease the opening story. Deadpool is coming to the MCU, and it's going to be rated R. It's been rumored for a long time, but Feige was dropping gems all day yesterday. I don't know who was interviewing him. Was he just?
It's come to the point now.
Deadline or Variety.
Is Feige just in a giant tower and he just like announces these things?
I'm surprised he's taking interviews. Like, why these guys should just like put it out themselves instead of just doing interviews. Just go on your social, get what you want out now. You don't need to do a formal interview, sit down. You can literally just tweet this.
Well, I guess that's you just stroke the ego, right? Yeah, I'm Kevin Feige. I'm being interviewed.
I need this.
Ask me a personal question. Kevin, we just want to know about Spider-Man. But yeah, no, Deadpool, that has been confirmed now from Feige's mouth. And, that was the talk for a long time is will they take the chance of making Deadpool rated R even though it's going to be under the Disney umbrella? And we've talked about the different ways that they could kind of get away from that. You don't have to have the Disney castle, the Cinderella castle before Deadpool, although they might do it now just to fuck with them. Because Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds, they're going to be making a bunch of Disney jokes and acknowledging that. But this is awesome. This is great news.
Did you guys think there was going to be a chance that they'd move the PG-13? I think for Deadpool, it has to stay rated R. I'm sure that's the consensus on Deadpool.
I mean, with everything going on with historically with Disney and Marvel and stuff like that, they shied away from R ratings. But with a property like Deadpool, I think it was always inevitable that they would let Ryan Reynolds and company do what they've been doing, especially with the success of the last two and the fan base that it's garnered all throughout the years. I think they knew if they said PG-13 that there would be an outrage, and there's already enough people at their throats for making this purchase of the Fox in general. Like, oh, now everything's Disney. They're gonna change everything. I think they're smart enough to be like, all right, this is something we can't really fuck with.
I wonder if there was a good foundation for X-Men if they would have brought them in first. Like, Deadpool has a solid foundation right now with the 2 movies and Ryan Reynolds. So I wonder if they just chose this because he's popping right now.
I think in an alternate universe, maybe, if they're having more success with those younger X-Men movies, they just messed it up. With Deadpool, it's just a character that it doesn't matter if the timeline changes.
Right.
Because he can acknowledge that. And he'll come out and say, yeah, Disney bought the properties, so those guys aren't going to be around anymore.
Yeah,
he can just say that to the audience, and everyone's going to be like, ha ha, I get that.
Yeah.
So yeah, for a character like Deadpool, and the R rating is going to be interesting. The way that if he pops up in other MCU properties, because he's going to, they're going to find a fun way to.
I think he's their transition to start doing stuff like that. Deadpool, where you'll see more of that now.
More R-rated content or more comedy?
I can see that, both of those.
Yeah.
But I was just saying more of like introducing these characters now. I think now you can bring in X-Men too. I think he's going to be a stepping stone for them, bringing other characters into Marvel.
Yeah, Feige said that the talks over X-Men are ongoing. So there's nothing set in stone yet. There's no castings. There's no writers, directors. Doesn't really seem like there's a plan yet. They're kind of ironing those details out.
Yeah,
so
it looks like
this is a good step.
We'll definitely get Fantastic Four first.
Right. And you just have to commend them. I always say this. They let the story tell itself. They'll find a way to bring the X-Men in, but they're not going to rush it.
Yeah, they don't have.
Deadpool doesn't matter.
Yeah, they don't really have to rush it, and
that's the big difference with DC too. Like DC would rush it and bring him in because they think they have to.
Oh yeah, no, DC would be like Deadpool versus X-Men, featuring the Fantastic Four, directed by Zack Snyder.
Yeah, but yeah, this is still pretty far away. I mean, I think he said it's not expected to be released until 2023. So
right, yeah, they said production 2022. Well, he mentioned that Ryan Reynolds has a busy schedule. That it was more on Ryan Reynolds being booked, 2020 being such a crazy year, and the deal to bring over those Fox properties. So, yeah, it's going to be some time before Deadpool, obviously 2023, and X-Men, presumably 2024, 2025. You would think.
That's such a long way away.
But
I'm surprised they dropped it this early.
I think we'll see an X-Men cameo before we see the X-Men movie. There's going to be an after-credit scene with like Wolverine in a bar, Professor X being bald.
Somewhere.
Yeah, it's going to be a bald head. Oh my god, I know what that is.
I mean, they kind of did with Deadpool too, though. I mean,
that was such a great fucking cameo. Man.
It would. It was.
He's like, we're at the X-Men Mash and none of the other X-Men are here. It's just you two. Yeah, no. So I think they'll find a way to bring all those characters in somehow, and like I said, I want to see Deadpool interacting with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I think that would be really funny to put Deadpool in a Spider-Man movie, maybe for 5-10 minutes, just bleeping out all his curses and have him complain about that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, you can go clever. You could find some clever ways to have him pop in and out of the universe.
Yeah, definitely. I do wonder how they are going to kind of toe that line with the fourth wall breaking of him. Like, if he shows up in Spider-Man, does that just change the entire movie? Because with Deadpool,
usually
you
when he
expect
does
shit
pop
like
in
that.
a comic, he'll play by the rules of whoever he's in.
Okay.
So it's less fourth wall breaking, kind of interacting with the characters, but it's Deadpool, so
yeah,
he could do anything at any time. I'm wondering if the comedy will be toned down. Even with the R rating, there are different levels to the R rating.
well, I
The
think
Deadpool
if you're
2
going
are
to
very
go
low
R, you
comedies.
just got to go R. You know, there's no point in just, we'll let him say fuck a couple times, and that's really the extent of why we gave it the R rating. You're going to get the rating, so you might as well just
Well,
go.
Disney's like anti-tobacco. They don't want anybody smoking in their movies.
Fuck Disney.
So can he make a joke about meth?
Yeah,
Nice meth joke.
you can.
You don't know that. You have no authority.
No, I don't. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
that sucks. If they do that shit,
They might.
It's always nice seeing like a
Just
big
started-
company like show that they know who they
Teabag
are.
and Goofy.
Okay, see, that's funny.
Relax.
Yeah,
That's not. That's funny to you, Teabag and Goofy.
yeah. What?
I like Goofy.
I'm sure Goofy would like it too. Nice you hook.
No, I don't see any reason why. Because the whole thing with the R rating is just how it's perceived and how it's looked. And most of all, I guess, box office, because R-rated movies don't do as well as PG-13. So if you're going to go R for the smallest of reasons, and that could be worth between $150 million, I don't think they'll do it unless they're going to go full out and stay true to the character. And that's what the people want to see. And that's what's ultimately going to get you to maximize your profits on this movie anyway.
You know what? We really just have to commend Ryan Reynolds and Fox for getting this movie made in the first place.
For real, dude.
Because if they don't push for this R rating, because that's not something that Fox necessarily wanted to do, but they pushed for it. They made the R-rated comedy, and it became the highest-grossing R-rated movie of all time. If that doesn't happen, then Disney probably isn't taking that chance. So talk about a domino effect, that this can open the Pandora's box for R-rated Incredibles, R-rated Cars, R-rated Cinderella.
That's not really.
I'm joking.
Oh, well,
Unless.
Deadpool 2, not for nothing, was pretty gory though. So
Right, that's the other thing. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The levels to R.
yeah,
You know, you can
they could have
curse,
went
you
R
can
for
make
that.
certain type of jokes, but no chopping heads off.
Yeah.
Aw.
Like I think they had one guy in
That's his
Deadpool
thing,
2.
though.
I think one guy went
he
through
likes chopping.
a fucking a chipper.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, he did. Yeah,
I think I got electrocuted on the wires.
Brad Pitt.
I'm excited for Deadpool 2, 3. I fucking love Deadpool. I can't believe how perfect Ryan Reynolds is for that role.
He is very perfect. We also have more Feige news, and he was talking about the Netflix Marvel shows. And like we mentioned, he talked a lot about the future of the MCU, how they're going to integrate TV with the movies. But he said never say never when it comes to revising the Netflix Marvel shows. And so I found that very interesting. I mean, we all really, I think we enjoyed the actors more so than we enjoyed specific seasons of the shows. There were highs and lows. But we would like to see those actors come back and get another chance, except Finn Jones. I mean, Charlie Cox is the big one, right? And he was rumored for Spider-Man 3. And Feige also said some of those Spider-Man 3 rumors aren't necessarily true. I wonder if that's one that is or isn't, that Charlie Cox would appear as Daredevil.
Yeah, I mean, I read like his statement on this, and it was kind of like, hey, you know, I've learned throughout the years, never say never. I felt like it was kind of just a throw-in. He said he just wants to focus on everything they announced on Investor Day and Comic-Con, so I doubt we'll ever get anything more with these characters. Maybe at the maybe like you said, like Charlie Cox and cameos and stuff like that. But as far as like full reboots of series or kind of going forward with where they left off on Netflix, I don't really see that.
It's also a
It's been
statement.
so long, and it kind of fizzled out, I think, towards the end, where I know a lot of these characters people like. I love most of the characters they introduced on the Netflix shows and a lot of the actors, but at this point, I don't think it's going to happen.
It's just such a blanket statement that it could very possibly come true too, where any given day we can get a drop. They're going to try and integrate one of these shows into the MCU. I'd be a big fan of Daredevil coming in. I'd be more of a fan of Punisher coming in. I really loved Punisher. I think that was the best one on Netflix.
Yeah, a lot of people would say that Punisher. I mean, that's the thing. John Bernthal was a perfect casting. Charlie Cox, perfect casting. Mike Coulter as Luke Cage, perfect casting. Jessica Jones, Kristen Ritter, perfect casting. Finn Jones, Iron Fist, So you have the actors there for these characters that play major roles in the comic books. So especially Daredevil. Daredevil's the guy where you're doing such great things with characters that he's always interacting with. Let him hang out with his friends, man. He belongs to run around with Spider-Man in New York, you know? And Kingpin, Vincent D'Onofrio.
I'm surprised Kingpin hasn't had a movie and hasn't been a villain in one of these Spider-Man movies.
Well, I mean,
He's a
Daredevil
major
Season
villain.
3, you guys really need to watch it. He's excellent. He's one of the best villains that the MCU has done.
I can't tell with you two. You're both very serious when you talk, so I can't tell when you guys are joking around or not.
Yeah, that is true, and we are very dry. Star Wars video games will now all be under one banner, Lucasfilm Games. Aaron, what do you think about this?
It's really, I guess it's cool. Like they have like their own little section now where they have all their titles under one umbrella. I guess the EA deal is concluding.
I don't know.
Yeah, but they didn't really like release anything new. Like they didn't say this is coming, that's coming. We have this. They just said they're eyeing for the future. So like even the trailer they posted was just all their previous games.
Right, yeah. That this is this felt like there's going to just be more of a central focus for their Star Wars games. That it's not going to be as scattered. There's not going to be multiple studios or announcements that never come into fruition. That they're really going to try and develop something here in the video game space with Star Wars because it's so untapped. I mean, the Battlefront games have been good. Jedi Fallen Order was definitely fun, but you can really get into some canon stuff with like they did with Fallen Order.
Bro, I think a Mandalorian game would be dope.
I would love to see a Mandalorian prequel. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
What was Din doing before he ran into Grogu? You know, just some of his bounties. That could be really. That was the rumor for a long time that it was going to be the Uncharted writer. I think we've talked about this on the pod that she was going to write a Star Wars action adventure game.
Yeah, I guess we'll get more of that as the months and years go on, but I wonder what eras they'll attack with their future games because it seems like they want to go away from these past 50 some odd years within Star Wars. Like the stories that they've told in the
Right.
episodic adventures.
Well, that's the thing with video games. I mean, obviously video games are very popular, but you can get away with stuff that maybe you can't do on TV or in a movie.
Bring back fucking Starkiller.
Yeah, bring back Starkiller, right? He was what's his name again? Sam Witwer. He was voicing Mace Windu, not Mace Windu, Darth Maul in the Rogue One series. So he's been active with them. But yeah, that would be cool. Starkiller with he's got the 2 lightsabers, right?
Yeah.
Even in Fallen Order, there was things in Fallen Order we were like, damn, why didn't they just do this in the movies? This is a more
yeah, 100%.
things that they did with the Force, just narrative stuff. But yeah, so this is encouraging. I mean, hopefully, we've gotten video game news from them in the past, so we do have to take it with a grain of salt. But Lucasfilm Games, I like the sound of that. All right, yeah, let's go to the Black Widow story, right? Might as well.
What was it?
Well, Ted, breaking for you right now. Apparently, Disney is considering a simultaneous release for Black Widow on Disney Plus and in theaters. But in order to watch it on Disney Plus, you would have to pay a premium price.
Ooh.
So Mulan was what, $20? $30?
It was 30, I think.
30,
Yeah, it was 30.
That's why I
Holy
didn't buy
shit,
it.
that's a lot. It's free now.
I'll just wait till it goes free, too.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do.
I might pay for Black Widow. Not 30. If it's 20, I'll pay for it, not 30.
Only way I'm paying is if we're going to review it. Other than that, I'm not watching it until it comes for free.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, we're probably going to review it, so we have to pay for it. I'll pay for it. You guys can just come over.
Yeah, we just watch it together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could split it. I mean, it's not. I mean, we talked about this with Mulan. It's not terrible if you have a family of 4, right? Going to the movies versus $30 at home. I think a lot of people would just pay the premium. And also, it depends on when it comes out. Mulan, I think it was like a month later. I still bought it.
Right. Yeah.
But a lot of people might just wait it out, but I think there's a bigger crowd waiting for this movie than they were for Mulan, especially with how big the MCU is, Marvel fans, Black Widow fans in particular. I don't know. I think it will do better than Mulan did.
Is there a set release date for Black Widow right now, or is it just kind of?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's the thing. With keeping up with these release dates, it doesn't even make sense to keep up with them because they're moving all the time. And there was even a recent report about Godzilla versus King Kong. That Warner Brothers is going to maintain the simultaneous home release and theater release. So what does that mean for Dune? The Dune news has gotten really strange. We probably should have talked about that. Maybe we'll talk about that on Friday. Because there are a lot of different parties now who are kind of battling back and forth. Legendary Pictures has kind of stepped in on Villeneuve's side. So we'll have to get into that at a
May
later date.
7th, 2021.
May 7th, that's the
date.
date.
That's the date right now, May 7th.
Well, May 7th sounds like a date where, maybe where they can put a dent in the box office in theaters. That maybe if the situation has gotten...
It's like 5 months in, 6 months in. Maybe they're thinking we'll be somewhat back to normal.
If I'm Disney, I'm pushing that to August. Unless they, they want to take the chance here and do the home release and theater release.
I just keep sitting on it if I was them.
I think with
Build more hype with Marvel, man, then drop it. There's no hype with Marvel right now. I think a lot of Black Widow rides on seeing other Marvel movies, seeing her in one, then it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna drop a Black Widow movie now.
Well, a lot of it I think will depend on how good WandaVision and Captain America are on Disney Plus. If those shows come out, they're hits, and they kind of take the world by storm like Mandalorian did, then your hype is all right there.
Right.
Black Widow, it's like, oh, you guys like this? Well, guess what? We have a movie we've been sitting on, so buy it.
Yeah. I think WandaVision had a couple early reviews released, and
hearing good things.
First reaction, so hopefully it comes out this week, so hopefully it does start off strong with the first 2 episodes, but...
That's how it's dropping, 1 and 2?
Yeah, and then the rest are weeklies.
Okay.
I've heard good things about the first 3, and I heard the ending gets really crazy.
People seen the whole thing?
The budget. Yeah, I saw a report on Screen Rant about maybe this wasn't a review, but maybe this was like a comment from a producer or something.
Okay.
Hey, Screen Rant also dropped that what's his face is Batman again, so can't trust everything you hear.
Well, especially with Screen Rant, they'll post anything. I don't know if it was somebody who worked on the show, but they said that the last episode is a full-scale action movie.
Wow.
You don't even think action when you're watching these trailers. Obviously, they're characters with their powers, so they can spar. Because it looks very weird, and I love the fact that they're going to make all these references to these classic sitcoms. Paul Bettany said that there's going to be a lot of slapstick comedy.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be hilarious to see them doing slapstick like I Love Lucy.
Yeah. So
But the Black Widow news, I mean, I don't know. I'll pay for it if it's not 30.
I just hope it's good, you know. I think, and also too, a lot of theaters are open again, social distance. Not in the city, not in LA, I don't think, but on Long Island, I don't think.
Woo, Long Island.
Yeah,
Theaters are back on Long Island?
yeah. Some of the AMC's are,
We
not
just
all of
explained
them.
this to you yesterday.
Yeah,
Okay, I thought we were just going to go with a joke, but
Oh,
the joke that no one was here for yesterday besides
I
us.
Mike
should have
wasn't
doubled
on.
down and did it again. Like I forgot.
no,
I
I
just
should've.
denied that we did.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, so and that's the thing. I feel like I've said that a million times this year. That's the thing. We don't know. But we will know.
I just hope it's good.
Hope it's good.
That's all
Just
I
hope it's
really
good.
want. Yeah.
Another movie that we hope is good. Malcolm and Marie trailer coming in February, right? This Netflix film starring John David Washington and Zendaya.
Yeah.
It's been highly anticipated. I think we got a first look a few months ago. It was images, right?
I don't remember. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, because the black and white cinematography, that's what I remember when seeing this trailer. Like, oh, yeah, I remember when we saw images from this.
Yeah. It's about, I guess, the deterioration or the trials and tribulations of this relationship.
I didn't see the trailer.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Okay.
I saw it on the volume wasn't up, but I saw like moments from the. I'm gonna watch it. I don't need a trailer to sell me on this. It's
Yeah.
John David Washington, black and white Zendaya. What more do I need?
It looks like it's going to be just a heavy, straight drama, though. Maybe just
Two characters, right?
Yeah. So,
I can go for one of those. A good acting movie.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Acting their asses off.
Well, did you see the new set photo for Fast 9?
Well, I saw Vin Diesel was like staring at someone. Who was it?
Yeah, that guy's in trouble.
You're
That guy's in big trouble.
gonna watch Fast 9? Yeah, right.
Are you kidding me? I've seen every Fast and Furious open night since like Fast 5.
Have you?
Yes. What do you think I do in my life? Yeah, strong acting. There was some controversy over the age gap.
How old is John David Washington?
He's 36, she's 24.
Okay.
People just like to complain, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
She's 24.
Well, somebody was like, she just looks younger than that, though. It's like, well, she's
Well,
not.
she's not. Yeah.
I mean, she's 24. I mean, she's 3 years younger than us.
oh, wow, yeah.
4 years younger than me.
Oh, yeah, you an old head. Got
The
those
grandfather.
rickety-ass knees.
I need my cane.
You want to borrow mine?
You still use that thing?
No, I don't. I've retired the cane.
You should use it for like Six Flags or something.
Netflix did actually have,
Their whole slate, right?
what?
Or is that what you're talking about?
They did
What are you
that.
talking about?
But they also, I think, they're teasing news that we'll probably have by Thursday.
Oh, is it like big news that they're supposed to be dropping here?
They had like this weird like commercial or ad with like The Rock, Amy Adams. Why can't I think of anybody else?
Obama?
No, not Obama.
Jack Black?
Octavia Spencer.
Ooh, I like her.
Who? I just watched it. There's a lot of like big names that I know.
You know what's a funny ass meme, dude? From Ma, Octavia Spencer.
Don't make me drink alone.
When she's over listening, when she's like eavesdropping on those two people, and then she like head nods to herself. That is. I need to watch that movie. I never
Chris
saw
Hemsworth,
it. Ooh.
Gal Gadot, Lin-Manuel Miranda. So there's probably gonna be a lot of big news.
Is this going to
tomorrow.
be Imagine Part 2? Oh, Netflix.
Imagine the series?
Imagine no war. All the generals in the world. Holy shit. We never imagined that.
You see Warner Brothers put are campaigning for
Yeah.
Wonder Woman 1984 for Oscars for Best Director, Best Actress, and Best Fit Picture.
Yeesh.
Good luck.
Yeah, I guess we got to shoot your shot, right?
Yeah, I mean, Birds of Prey is just off to the side like, hey, I guess we're just
Yeah.
chicken scratch.
We're better than you in all of those categories.
Yeah, seriously. Maybe the first one had a realistic shot, man. That was the talk
Yeah.
around Wonder Woman. You know, looking back, you know, after Black Panther came out and it was nominated in 2018, you think that maybe if Wonder Woman had came out after Black Panther, because Black Panther has opened the doors a bit here. And after Black Panther, we saw some love for Joker, the Best Picture nod and the Best Actor nod. So
Those were well deserved though.
Yeah, this is. I mean, nowhere near. I mean, Wonder Woman 1984 is
A train wreck.
I can't imagine that it's on anybody's top 10 list for the year. Maybe one.
They're probably like what? There are like 12 movies dropped this year.
It's in there right now because it's January 11th, I think.
Well, what's the one movie that's really benefiting? Everyone always joked that Bad Boys for Life was going to be on some top 10 lists.
Mm-hmm.
I would have put that there.
I still haven't seen that. I may watch that today.
You'd like it.
Yeah, I think I would.
Drags. I'll tell you that. It does drag, but
Well, all those movies are
Boys,
kind
man,
of like
come
a
on.
drag. Yeah. I just love the cop 1980s style flick.
I just hope a lot
That's
of
my
these
shit.
become available. I'm going to see Promising Young Woman tomorrow, but I think that's going to be VOD soon. With like The Father, I still have no idea when we're going to be able to see that. Like, there's still so many movies.
Minari is another one.
Yeah.
Nomadland, I found a... Cut that out. But I think I'm just going to consider that a 2021 movie. Critics have been... They don't know if it's 2020 or 2021. I think Matt Neglia was talking about that on the timeline the other day. It's like we don't know how to decide. I think because I wanted to do a top 10 list, as I've seen about like maybe 40 2020 releases, but I figured I'd whip one up anyway. But I don't even know if it's worth it.
Yeah. It's tough. It really is.
Let's go on to fan questions here.
That's for the fan to decide.
Yay!
People you call up to the show, you better be ready. That's what you're supposed to do. Sitting there arguing and you're trying to spell your name and all of this other stuff. It's not your show, it's my show. I'm giving you the opportunity to speak your mind. Don't call up here unless you got something to say.
Saved by the fan question, Stephen A. Audio. My favorite audio, my favorite part of the pod. This question here from King of Boltania. What's up, Your Grace? What's your favorite artist's worst song?
okay. Ass Like That by Eminem.
He's got... we were talking about this the other day. Eminem's got some great music, of course, in his prime. But even in his prime, some of those pop songs and some of his features are just terrible.
You like Smack That?
No.
I don't either.
Smack that.
Fell on the floor.
My cousin Manny said he wants that to play at his funeral. Like when they're carrying the casket out of the church.
Like I didn't like Relapse really at all. To be honest with you,
There's a lot of bad songs.
a lot of bad ones. On
There's a
Relapse.
lot for you to pick from Eminem's worst.
Yeah.
Aaron, have the Killers ever made a bad song in your eyes?
Not really, if you think about it. No.
What's that workout song by Kanye? Is it called Workout?
It's called Workout. Yeah.
I fucking hate that song.
Drunken Hot Girls is also bad.
Well, Kanye probably is like that one he did with Lil Pump.
Oh yeah, dude.
I kind of like the Lil Pump song. I'm a sick fuck. I like a quick. Hawaiian Sophie is one of the worst Jay-Z songs of all time. It is just horrific. And also that R. Kelly album. So you can just pick any of those. Boy, does he regret that, huh? This question here from Running Behind. What movie that Roger Deakins did the cinematography for is your guys' favorite? Ted, look up Roger Deakins and give us some Deakins movies. I can go off the top here.
Favorite movie or favorite like
Favorite movie of, I guess, that he did the cinematography for. Not the favorite.
cinematography?
Yeah. Because
Cinematography.
Cinematography. Yeah, that's what it is with Deakins because it's so sweet, huh?
Ooh.
The Village, I mean, is a great... I like The Village, actually. I think that's an underrated Shyamalan. I don't think you can really pack that in with the other crap, and it looks beautiful. But Blade Runner 2049, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, that may be his
yeah.
best.
Yeah, maybe. I think 1917 is probably it's tough because I think like the shots and everything are better in like Blade Runner 2049, but I think
The grit work in 1917.
yeah, like the actual like filming of it was incredible. So especially when you talk about how they had like to make sure to light like with the lighting, the natural sunlight, I mean, and trying to make it so that it really felt just like one long take is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, that may be his best work, actually. I mean, he did a lot of the Coen Brothers movies. Ted, you got...
Yeah. So we got Blade Runner, 1917, Skyfall, Sicario, Shawshank, No Country for Old Men, Fargo, True Grit, The Man Who Wasn't There, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
I was talking about True Grit the other day. I love True Grit.
Prisoners, The
good
Assassination.
It's safe to say this guy's got some hits, huh?
Yeah.
Barton Fink.
Did he do Big Lebowski? Can you look that up? Because I may have to change my
The Big
answer.
Lebowski's on it.
Okay, yeah.
Hail Caesar, Serious Men, Unbroken, Jarhead. Unbroken's really good.
I think it's Blade Runner. That's such a great movie. It's probably it's definitely up there for the whole decade for me. And I wonder what it would be like my all time.
I think that reviewing that movie was the last time I was ever happy. When we both just agreed that it was a 10.
On everything.
Yeah, I was like, this movie has really just brought friendship together and made me happier in this moment. And it's just all been downhill. I love that fucking movie, man. This question here from Dylan Durain. Favorite Star Wars character from each trilogy?
All right.
Prequels Yoda, sequels Yoda, original trilogy Yoda.
That's whack.
Dominates all three.
Really dominates none of them, really.
Okay, no Yoda?
I think the
Yeah.
I think the original.
The original for me is Yoda. I think that
Okay.
is my favorite character. The prequels, I'll go Obi-Wan because he's the best part of them.
I fuck with Palpatine in the prequels.
That's a great pick, actually, yeah.
And the originals, I'll go Han. And then
It's another great pick.
the new ones, it's between
The new ones, it's Kylo Ren for me.
Yeah,
Adam Driver.
It's
Yeah.
easy. Yeah. I think that's universal for us. And then the originals, I think it's either Vader or Leia. I don't know. I don't really love any. I like all the characters, but there's no one I'm like, I fucking love this character so much.
I feel like Vader is like the theory of Vader, is what, like, his ambiance is what makes
Yeah.
him.
But for me, it's just like I feel like all of them are just. It's weird. I view them all like just one part of the same.
They were all
Yeah,
very
yeah.
good.
It's like I can't. I don't know. Like Han is great. I mean,
Like, who really took over the screen when they were on?
oh well, Harrison Ford, Han Solo,
Yeah.
and I think Carrie Fisher, Leia too. So I would say it's between them and the prequels. I just love Anakin, so I'll pick him. Even though all the faults in the writing and the acting and some of the storytelling aspects of that character, I just love the character. So
They made you feel for Vader with the prequels, though. Like, it makes the originals that much better with how they made you feel for Anakin.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest problems with Star Wars, I mean, it's a terrible movie, but Attack of the Clones not giving Anakin better development for that fall and Revenge of the Sith, which actually does hit. It hits in that movie. And people always say you got to watch the Clone Wars to get that development, but it's a shame that, because that should have been his movie. The Anakin movie should be 2. 3 is kind of an epic. Like you said, Palpatine's so involved in 3, more so than he is in the other 2. So you have so many moving parts, but they really botched that. This question here from Isaac Smilemore. First movie you remember obsessing over?
Oh,
I used to love Major League. Me and my brother used to watch it all the time.
Angels in the Outfield.
The Patriot we used to watch all the time as kids.
Yeah, I feel like we had like the same childhood. I fucking love The Patriot. I love Mel Gibson, dude.
Yeah, those movies, man, like Sandlot.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid I loved Beetlejuice. I always used to want to watch it with
So
my
did
grandma.
Nash, dude.
I still think Beetlejuice holds up, man. He's so fucking funny in that movie, Michael Keaton.
Liar Liar we used to watch a lot when I was younger.
Oh, I got mine. Ace Ventura.
Yeah. I remember we all really loved the Simpsons movie when it dropped in 2007. I mean, we were a little older then.
I think I've watched that movie like 30 times.
You guys always tell that story that one summer where it was like
almost every
you,
day.
Nash, John just watched it all the time, right?
Yeah, every day.
Still need the sequel. This question here from Nick Oloso. Can we get a video essay on The Wire? Have you all seen The Wire? I mean, I hope so. By now, everyone's kind of done their think pieces on The Wire. I think that would be a fun show to revisit season by season by season because the seasons are, they have their, like, individual stories.
The Wire is the cop show, right?
Yeah.
The crooked cops.
Crooked everything.
Crooked cops.
So, I mean, I think before we do The Wire, you can guarantee that we're going to do The Sopranos on this channel.
Bro, that should be on the slate for next.
Because The Sopranos is just always talked about on the internet. You guys notice this? On Twitter, it's constant.
It's all over Twitter.
Yeah,
I do
it's
see it a lot.
constantly being memed, constantly being discussed. Sopranos definitely, and maybe The Wire one day.
Did Sopranos take over when it was like being dropped like Game of Thrones did?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a huge show. This question here from Yo, it's Flo. What up, Flo?
I was actually wasn't watching, but I was flipping. Well, no, I wasn't flipping. I turned on my TV and it was already on. It was already on True TV from Impractical Jokers, obviously, and
Right.
the incredible Burt Wonderstone was on. You ever remember that movie with Steve Carell where he's the magician?
Yes, I've never seen it.
James Gandolfini's in it.
Awesome.
I looked
Now
up.
I'll watch it.
I looked up right away. I'm like, I hope this wasn't the last movie he made before he died. It wasn't.
No, it's Enough Said, right?
I think so.
With Julia Louis-Dreyfus. He's also one of his, I think it's his second to last movie, The Drop, with Tom Hardy. You guys should watch that.
He's in the movie
Very
with
good.
Denzel Washington, The Train. 1, 2, 3, Phylum, I think, or something.
I thought that was Unstoppable.
No, it's with Denzel. It's like Phylum 1, 2, 3 or Phylum 1, 4.
Oh, no, you're talking about the plane movie where he's drunk?
No, that's Flight.
This question here from Ronnie.
Inside Job, right? When he hides in the bank. That's how he robs it.
Yes.
He hides in the vault. Mm-hmm.
Wait. No, we skipped the Yo, it's Flo question. Sorry, Yo, it's Flo. Flo wants to know, what's your favorite moment in Infinity War and in Endgame? Well, Infinity War, my favorite moment is Thanos telling Stark that he hopes people remember him. Because I think it's just, he's such a badass in that movie, man. He really does feel like he's the victim and the hero of the film. That's why it's so hilarious. And Endgame, it's Cap picking up Thor's hammer. I mean, it's the easy answer, but we've been waiting for that for 10 years.
Yeah, when I saw that for the first time in theaters, I lost my shit.
Yeah, just getting chills thinking about it.
And Infinity War, I love the Guardians entrance. It was just so fucking awesome.
Dude, Rubber Band Man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw,
space.
Yeah, it was perfect. And then, like this whole time, we're like, oh, I can't wait for the Guardians to interact with you. Like, and there's, because I love the Guardians and having them, like in that movie, their introduction. I like it more than Thor's introduction to Wakanda.
You know what they did so well with the Guardians is that sometimes when you do those crossovers, the characters like the Guardians can just become punchlines. But they were really true to those characters. Even when they, like the interactions between them and Thor, it was just so natural. What about you, Ted? Favorite moment, Infinity War and Endgame?
Favorite moment in those movies?
Yes.
Probably when Thor went for the head, and he went to kill him, and he missed, and Thanos said he should hit for the head, and he snapped.
That is a great moment.
And I'm really stupid. I'm not waiting for the comments either. It was fucking Denzel and really, bro? Well, I had his name 2 seconds ago. John Travolta. It was John Travolta and Denzel, and take him a file on 1, 2, 3.
Okay. I love that you know what that movie is.
You haven't seen it?
No.
You should see it.
This question here from...
It's your Endgame moment.
I can't think off the top of my head.
Are you serious?
I'm trying to
Endgame.
think. I'm trying to think of the movie.
It's like a million moments.
There's two. What you want?
Assemble.
What you want? The
Hulk.
the generic one at the end when when Cap grabs the hammer.
Okay, there you go.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great moment.
I don't know if you guys are looking for like a deep cut.
This question here from Molo. Watchmen or The Boys? So I'm assuming they mean the TV series.
They're so different. I think.
I'd say The Watchmen.
They're similar. I mean Watchmen...
they are, like, I guess, but like tonally.
Watchmen's a little goofy. Not as goofy.
Yeah.
No. I mean, at the heart of Watchmen, there's a very
serious.
Yeah, there's a very
Watchmen
serious
is more of a
issue.
critique on the issues it covers, where The Boys is a satire.
Right.
So, and I think there is some similarities in those two things, but Watchmen in quality is probably better. But like as like pure enjoyment, like, oh, I got a Boys episode today, you know.
Yeah, it is hard to compare them.
It's like comparing like Superbad and Goodfellas for me, like two of my favorite movies, but just it's different moods and different emotions they elicit.
Right.
I guess The Boys now, like it's still ongoing, so I'm still like intrigued and want to know. Like I'm probably would pick The Boys, but Watchmen, I mean, a lot of people consider it probably one of the better limited series of all time.
It really is considered. I mean, it should be considered. Have you seen Watchmen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's definitely up there, top 5, top 10 territory, without a doubt.
It is very good. That's something that usually with limited series I have a hard time. Like, do I really want to go back and rewatch Chernobyl? Or maybe
Chernobyl's an easy rewatch.
I know, but it's sharp objects. Even ones I love, it's just it's not like a series where you can
The Boys.
It's weird for me.
The Boys is good because you can pick up wherever you want.
Yeah.
In The Boys and have fun with it. The Watchmen, you really gotta know what's going on to know what's happening.
It's just like a long movie at that point. It's like 10 hours. So,
Yeah.
But Watchmen is one I want to revisit soon.
Oh, this is a great final question from James Lowe. What are your favorite moments of sports commentary? Example, LBJ Block 2016 Finals.
Oh, okay.
Blocked by James.
Did you guys watch the Nickelodeon broadcast?
No, I was trying to find it, but
It was on Nickelodeon.
yeah, I couldn't find Nick on Hulu. Couldn't
I was
find the Nick
watching the
channel.
game, not realizing that it was on Nickelodeon.
Dude, it was fucking it's pretty cool, actually, because they're explaining the game for kids, and like, so they're really talking down to the audience, or
Right.
like someone like me who watches it who knows, but like the references they were making, it was so...
Did that
It's
SpongeBob
like
thing
this,
really
this
happen?
penalty is like when you get going timeout, and
Oh my god.
your mom punishes you, but then... Or no, they said well, getting benched is kind of like getting grounded. And then you got to, do the chores, do your homework, clean the dishes.
Who
and
was
then
calling
eventually Noah Eagle and Nate Burleson.
Okay.
And they had like a Nickelodeon guest star, like, I guess, famous Nickelodeon star in the booth with them.
Dude, I saw a meme and had like the 90s characters from Nickelodeon, like talk show hosts and game show hosts, and they said they really missed an opportunity here. So, like, it was Double Dare.
I think Nate Burleson said
figure it
once, like, it was like first and goal is like, I'm looking for a big time rush right now. Like,
Oh,
that's what they were doing.
no.
They had young Shelton come in to explain the flags.
I follow somebody and he tweeted,
Young Shelton isn't even on Nick.
he was like, explain Bounty Gate to the kids. That is hilarious.
I thought mine was funny when it was like.
Well, you can't say that you thought it was
Oh,
funny and then explain it to us.
I got
was-
mine. I got mine.
It was good. It was good.
Yours was good
It
with
was
the
a
orb.
SpongeBob deep cut.
Well,
yeah.
you tweeted that, and I had no idea what was going on.
That's what
So
I
was
think.
like-
I was like, no one on my timeline or follows me probably knows what this is in reference to.
I was like, this kid's.
What was it?
losing
'Cause
his
I saw it
fucking
too.
mind. What the
I
fuck
saw
are you
it too,
talking
dude. I
about?
gotta look it up now.
it's like now this player has a concussion. No, it's like, all right, kids. Now this player has a concussion. That's kind of like when SpongeBob and Patrick turned on the orb of confusion. It's just a picture of them.
Dude, that shit used to knock them out, son.
I know.
And the radius of that orb was ginormous.
Well, that's when Man Ray's like, it's like, what are you guys gonna do? It's like, we still got the orb of confusion when they turn it on.
And he just walks away, right?
Yeah.
What a fucking show, man. Somebody said the other day, yo, do you see all the hate that The Office gets on Twitter?
Yeah, it's
Have
pissing
you,
me
have
off.
you noticed this?
It's pissing
No.
me off.
Twitter hates The Office.
About time.
I think maybe you started it, man.
I don't hate The Office.
It's
but-
from all the love that it gets. Now just starting to turn on.
Yes, no, it's a complete turn.
Well,
because of
Peacock.
how,
You see what they're doing?
oh boy.
They're like, it's free, and it's like, and then like one of the things is enjoy first 2 seasons of The Office.
Yeah.
And it's like $3 a month. Enjoy this of The Office. So they're like
Are
They
they setting
paywall in The
paywalls
Office.
for seasons of The Office?
yeah,
Oh.
Office content, and everything else is free. Parks and Rec free. I watch it all the time. I got ads, but
Wait, you got Peacock?
it's free
Oh yeah, it is
Yeah.
free. Yeah, look at that.
except for The Office.
Yeah, except for The Office.
I hate what they did, man. They really think The Office is worthy enough to have its own streaming network. That's essentially what it is and why they took it off. They
Well,
think
all
that
the
they can
hate
sell it.
really has to be getting under your skin, right?
Yeah.
I saw a tweet the other day. It was like the first 4 seasons of SpongeBob are funnier than any season of The Office.
I can't disagree with it, but
I think, I mean, it's
was I
definitely a show that when it was at its peak, it was so popular. So
Peacock.
yeah. So it's surprising that it's taken this long for the turn on The Office. You know, it's been beloved for so many years, even off the air.
it took the turn because it got removed off Netflix and it's not so accessible anymore. That's why it took the turn. And now people just hate it because they can't access it, I feel like, and they can't watch it anymore. So now I feel like they want to hate it, so like Peacock drops it.
You never did watch Parks and Rec, right?
No.
You should.
Yeah. What
Wait,
was
I
the
want to give my moment. Sports moment.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we didn't
That was
even
the
fucking do that.
Got caught up in the Nick broadcast.
Yeah.
Genius. I mean, it was #1 trending.
We go right back into it.
It was funny. Nickelodeon was like tweeting about it, and people are commenting. It's like, how am I supposed to explain to my 2-year-old son how they just heard the F-bomb.
Yeah.
He might get fined like $100K for that.
Explain Ray Lewis's white suit.
Did I read right that Nickelodeon wants to start broadcasting more like sports games?
Can you give your sports commentary moment?
Yeah, it was the Patriots Falcons Super Bowl.
No.
Yeah.
God.
Well, relax. When I was driving home, I had to listen to the game, and hearing the commentary on Edelman's catch over the middle, they were freaking out on the radio.
That's a
it was
terrible choice.
amazing.
It's
What do
such
you
a. Is,
If you're not here watching this game, I feel so bad for you.
That's
what he said. Yeah.
That's funny actually.
I love Mike Breen's mellow Easter
course.
game.
Yeah, dude.
Well, no, there's a back and forth between him and Van Gundy.
Should they foul?
No. Puts it in.
Van Gundy, man, he's such a doof.
Wait, is that the game against the Bulls when he hit like 3 threes in a row?
Yeah.
Is that one? Yeah.
Well, he hit the one to tie and then
The
like
one
the
in
game
overtime.
winner. Yeah. Mike Breen's got so many.
He's
good
got them all,
ones.
I feel like.
One of my favorite calls is Harlan when LeBron dunked over KG. No regard for human life.
That's a great one.
That's
yeah.
an iconic one.
He sucked. Who said that he sucked the air out of the stadium, or he sucked the?
That's also
sucked
Kevin
something,
Harlan.
was
Yeah,
it?
he
Yeah.
said that about Kobe. It's like he just sucked the gravity
Yeah.
out of the gym. He's just electric, man.
For 3 for the win is a good one too. For 3 for the win.
Who's that?
LeBron against the Magic.
Oh yeah, that is a good one. Yeah,
What else is a good one?
I remember that shot, dude. I turned on that game with like 10 seconds left in the fourth. So that was like the only thing I saw of that game was LeBron chucking up that 3 for the win.
But was it you guys screaming, or was it like the announcers when I fell asleep during the Spurs game, the finals?
Oh no, that was you screaming. Funniest thing ever, dude. The kid is like on my bed, half asleep, watching the Spurs Heat, and it was the game where the Spurs set the record for most threes in a game. So every time the Spurs would hit with 3, I would cheer, and this guy would wake up to the sound of my cheering and also cheer.
Like I
So
wasn't
he'd be
sleeping.
like this. Bang! And then just like nod back off.
I didn't make it seem like I wasn't sleeping. I was watching the whole time.
You get like woken up by my cheering and just bang, and then just go right
Joe
back
Buck.
down.
I think Joe Buck gets too much hate, but his call for David
He does
Tyree's
get too
catch
much hate, dude.
is fucking hilarious.
It's now funny for how bad it is. The greatest catch in football history, dude.
He was
your
so monotone,
moment-
right? That's what it was.
It's
He
like
was so
Manning.
Yeah.
He finds Tyree over the middle.
finds Tyree.
That's funny. I watched the documentary on that game, and there was an announcer who went to the field early because he thought the game was over, and he was listening to the game, and he said what you said. He's like, all he heard was Manning drop backs to pass to Tyree. And then he's like, he finds out like a half hour later what actually happened. He's like, are you kidding me? He's like, that's what I heard?
Yeah, right. He fucking caught it on his helmet.
Yeah.
I think my favorite Joe Buck call, though, is when Randy Moss mooned the fans.
Yeah.
It's like, that is an absolute disgusting
Yeah. Disgrace to the game.
He was so angry. Oh, it's so funny.
Sometimes
man.
announcers get so pissy
Yeah.
about the dumbest things.
The integrity of sports.
Yeah.
It's so
Well,
ridiculous.
Kevin Harlan's when the guy ran onto the field was great.
That might be the best that takes
What
the
did he
cake.
say again?
The guy is drunk.
He's the 50, the 40, no one's going to stop him. He's naked.
You know who's really good, man? I forget which team it is. I don't know if it's Portland. It's one of these. It's the guy that sounded like Plankton that I sent you the video a few weeks ago. He's like, oh my goodness. That guy. has
Oh my
been-
God.
He's been incredible this year. He's got a couple funny calls. That was Bismack Biyombo attempting a 3, airballs at like 3 feet short. He's like, oh my goodness. That's
Yo, you see the play with DeAndre Jordan? It was him, right? Who did that? Or
oh, no. That was.
who was it? Was it Thompson?
Drummond.
Drummond,
on
yeah,
the
yeah,
Cavs.
Drummond.
Yeah. That's when I quote tweeted it about playing my career. Did
Yeah.
you see that? That was horrible. Oh, everybody, thank you for listening to the Nerd Soup podcast for today. We are wrapping it up because it's been about an hour. And yeah, that's all the time we have in the studio. That's all we rented out. For Aaron, the Nerd Soup Monkey, and Teddy, I am Bo Oliver signing off.
I gotta play that fucking call now.
Which one?
The he's drunk.
Well, would you look at that? It's finally over. Hey guys, Bo Oliver here for one final send-off. Now, before I beg you guys to like and share this video, I'd like to thank our very special Patreon pledgers. We are very proud of the community we've been able to build here at NerdSoup, and it would not have been possible without our Patreon supporters. You guys are the true MVPs of this channel. Everything I've said, you keep the fridge full, you keep the lights on. There aren't enough words to thank you guys, but we'll do it anyway. Thank you. And we have a few videos coming up that have been suggested to us by Patreon pledgers. My Hero Academia, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and Full Metal Alchemist will be reviewed by Marissa, and yours truly, and Castlevania, which will be reviewed by Marissa and Aaron. And if you'd like to consider donating to our Patreon page, you can visit patreon.com/nerdsoup and check out some of the rewards we offer to our listeners. And really, we'd like to thank everyone who takes the time out of their day to watch our videos. Patreon pledger or not, your support is what keeps us motivated to keep giving the world our opinions on movies and TV shows and video games and pop culture, even though no one asked for it. We're still here, we're still yapping, and we hope you continue to join us. I'm Bo Oliver, and I support this message.